what do you have to say about the rescuer syndrome? You know, the someone that wants to rescue someone, or someone who perpetually likes to be that person who is rescued in a relationship.
Well, you talk a lot about alpha male versus beta male, and maybe you just want to, because I don't want to put words in your mouth. Maybe you want to describe what you mean by an alpha male and, versus a beta male.
Yeah. So an alpha male, how I describe an alpha male to be is this someone who takes charge of his own life, takes charge of his own destiny, his own circumstances. And with women, he is more, and not just with women, but with people, with his peers or with his employees at work. He's more of a leader, and he demonstrates more leadership, more authority. He's more assertive and confident, and then women actually respect him more. And typically, women primally are wired to be more attracted to guys who lean more on the alpha male side of the spectrum. Now, I didn't say asshole. I said alpha male. There's a difference. You can be an asshole, but that's a different category than alpha male.
Okay.
And then there's beta male, who a lot of guys, especially these days, have become more feminized, and they lean more towards the beta male side of the spectrum. And those are guys who prefer to kind of just take the passenger seat through life. And with women, they're more passive, more hesitant. They don't they don't necessarily go after what they would really want or say what they really want. They're usually not very assertive, and they don't, take the lead when it comes to women and when it comes to other things. They just prefer to be in the back seat, or they don't. Maybe it's not even a preference. It's just all they know how to do. It's their kind of, behaviors that they grew up around that shaped them. So they tend to be less effective with attracting women, and truthfully, they tend to be to be less successful usually in life as well. So I usually, when I work with my clients, I help to, shift them more from a beta male to an alpha male in life and with women, and a balanced alpha male, someone who's not an asshole, but someone who is more of a leader, a confident leader who's sure of himself, and also who has sensitivity, and he's a kind person too. Long answer, but that sum it up?
From a handicapped person's perspective, the perspective of somebody that's physically challenged, I can't necessarily do the He-Man thing. So how...
Mind.
Say again?
Well, you may not be able to do it physically to be like a physical super alpha male,
right?
But you can still take leadership, and you can still signal strength to a woman.
Yes.
Mentally, emotionally, and energetically.
Yes, and I'm glad you used the word energetically, because compassion is an energy.
Yes.
Like love is an energy, and that's a frequency that I won't say channel, because that's too new agey. That's a signal that I can direct that to someone needy.
Yeah.
And with the way that I grew up, because I grew up with an asshole in my household.
Okay.
And, basically, from the time I was a child, I was trying to help mom. So I learned that, and I cultivated that skill, not really knowing I was cultivating a skill. So what happens then, I believe, with the savior-redeemer motif in a relationship, speaking relationally, people do what they learn, and they learn, over and over again as they do. And I just learned to basically be somebody's emotional support system, for lack of a better term. But in that, I'm able to demonstrate a tremendous amount of can-do spirit.
And strength.
Yeah, and overcoming. We believe in overcoming, and again, there's going to be that word again, victory.
Victory.
Victory above all else.
Yeah.
Do a little victory dance.
For victory. Yeah, and it's also important, very important, that I tell my clients and that I tell your viewers that, being an alpha male and conveying strength doesn't come in the form that a lot of people always think it is. You don't have to be 6'5", a muscle maniac, and overtly, externally strong to display strength. to a woman and to display masculinity and assertiveness, protectorship, and providership to a woman. It doesn't have to be a physical strength. Many times, actually, sometimes a guy could be 6'5" and physically strong, but he might be very emotionally weak or not very protective to a woman. You can come in any size, 5'2". You can come in a wheelchair. You can have a disability. You can have a physical handicap. But it's how you project mental strength and emotional strength. You can still be protective of a woman and of your loved ones, no matter what your condition is physically. You can still demonstrate that. You can still demonstrate emotional strength, and be her rock, just like how you do. And so, and you can demonstrate that masculine energy towards her that she needs. So don't think just because you're not 6'4" and buff or something that you are all of a sudden disqualified from being considered an alpha male towards a woman. You can absolutely demonstrate that strength no matter what size you come in or what you are physically. It's so much about what you said, the internal and the energy that you're projecting.
Yes. You can direct a healing energy, and it's also, in my view, a very Christ-like thing to do.
Yeah.
So there's that, there's that ministerial connection, which I also like, because I'm blessed in order to bless others. And it doesn't just, like here, as long as it's tax deductible, I'll never fail. And I scribble a little check and off into the mail it goes.